Welcome to the Perfect Pitch Auto Repair Sports Spotlight. They do it all at 108th and Kedzie. Flowers for every imaginable occasion at Lansing Floral Shop. Call them at 708-474-1212. They deliver.
Welcome back to another exciting edition of the Pointless Exercise podcast. We're going to talk about the Cubs with Praz and Oleg. Guys, how are you?
Gentlemen? Doing well.
Praz, how are the bums in the bleachers?
Bums in the bleachers are well. We had our season preview the night before the episode that we did here. That's the most recent one as of right now, with John out of town, but we'll get back on the schedule as soon as he gets back. But, we'll have a lot to talk about then, and we'll have a lot to talk about now with, two Cubs locked up and one that we often criticize off to pretty amazing start.
Do you
two Cubs locked up? Milton Bradley and who?
Wait, hang on. Do you make do you make the same predictions on the other podcast, Praz, or do you make different predictions?
Yeah. I basically make the same predictions. I try to keep it as much of the same, but maybe in the moment I get swayed one way or another because it's only me and one other guy.
Oh.
I honestly thought about, because I wrote the column the day after the podcast went up. I honestly thought I was just changing all my predictions for the column.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the year, I'll just pull up the ones that were right. Look at that. Oh, I'm a genius.
I will say this. We probably did fall into a bit of a trap with, what was it, 4 or 5 out of 6 of us picking Kevin McGonigal to win AL Rookie of the Year? Because holy hell, what a start the guy in Cleveland is off to, DeLauder.
Yeah,
DeLauder. We're going to see him this weekend.
But the other guy's fucking amazing.
Four hits in his big league debut.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Plus, Chase DeLauder, has he ever played more than 8 games in a row?
Right.
He'll break his leg going to the on-deck circle.
Man, there have been some very unfortunate injuries. Cody Ponce, has there been an update on him? That poor guy.
Yeah, he's a partially torn ACL.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
is he out for the year?
I don't know. It's partially torn. Tape it up. Let's go.
Tape it up.
Yeah, rub some dirt on
it. How much do you need that anyway?
Oh, that's too bad.
So speaking of injuries, Craig gave a Seiya update.
Yeah.
Seiya was taking batting practice today and says, Seiya will come back when he can play right field. So he'll never be back.
No. Sorry.
We've seen the last. They're going to hang his jersey up in the dugout.
Thank you for last October, Seiya, but.
So, he's going to. I'm not big on minor league rehab assignments, but he hasn't had an at bat since March 14th.
Yeah,
so he has. This is an instance where you have to go on one because he's got to see some real pitches first.
Right.
So, what lucky fan base is going to get to see Seiya?
I would imagine South Bend just for the proximity.
We go to Iowa and hang out with Chaz McCormick.
I'm gonna guess that since the weather's going to be horrible up here, that he's just gonna. I don't know. Maybe he'll play some Arizona Complex games. Do they do that? Just to get some wherever the nicest weather is. That's
it could be nice in Jackson.
Right? Jackson,
aren't the Tennessee Smokies the Jackson Smokies now?
Are they?
They're not.
They're not
Knoxville.
Knoxville
Right? Smokies.
Oh, Knoxville.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that makes more sense if that's where they're playing. If they wouldn't call them the Jackson if they're not.
I think previously when their AA team was the West Tennessee Diamond Jacks, I think that's where that team was located.
No, wait,
Jackson?
What? Oh, that doesn't sound right.
They were. I remember the old Diamond Jacks. JAXX.
Yeah, Diamond Jacks. Is that right?
And they were in Jackson.
Huh.
Sure.
Yep.
All right.
Well, so I'm worried about where are they going to get at bats for Michael Conforto if Seiya comes back, though. Well, I guess DH.
It's a good problem to have.
Since Moises is off since Moises clearly blows, I've already given up on him. I gave him 5 games.
Yeah, that's enough.
Can't say I wasn't patient.
Moises will be all right.
He's hitting it's a hard 2 for 15 though.
Yeah.
It's a hard 2 for 15. Yeah.
Yep.
So, Bubba Chandler today, 4 1/3 innings, didn't give up any hits, 6 walks.
Ooh.
Remember when who was the Marlins pitcher?
AJ Burnett.
Yeah, gave up to a no hitter with 9 walks.
And Joe Cowley, not the Bulls writer, but the old
Yeah.
White Sox pitcher, he threw one, and he walked 6 or 7, and apparently didn't know he had a no hitter.
Yeah.
Until the 9th inning, because there'd been runners on it. It just never dawned on him. He hadn't given up a hit. He was in the stretch the whole time. He looked up at the board. He's like, I haven't given up a hit. I'm like, well, no, you don't get the ball anywhere near the plate. Nobody can square you up.
All right, sorry for that digression.
Did they take him out after 4 2/3 after throwing 140 pitches?
Yeah.
I hate it when they take these guys out so quick. Oh, that's a lot of pitches.
In the old days, they would have left him in to throw 150.
Well, he's going to have to be the
18
ace of that staff. Maybe Mitch Keller, because clearly Skeens he's done.
Skeens,
terrible on opening day.
Yeah.
Right.
Didn't O'Neill Cruz misplay 2 fly balls? That didn't help.
Yes. He misplayed one today, too.
Oh, well, good.
Yeah, that's how they got the run. He gave up, Chandler gave up a run without giving up a hit. The old Andy Hawkins. Andy Hawkins, yeah.
That's because they had Jim Leyritz playing left field. He made he was Todd Hundley-esque that day. And you know that no-hitter no longer counts.
Really?
Yeah, because it's only 8 innings.
Yeah.
Right.
Faye Vincent went through and he whacked a bunch of them. Bob Forsch had a rainout no-hitter. He had a no-hitter, and there was
really?
rain in the 6th inning. They didn't restart it, and that got taken away.
Oh, I thought someone else
Madison Bumgarner a few years ago when doubleheaders were only 7 innings.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, Faye Vincent didn't take that one out.
Yeah, he didn't take that one. From the grave.
Yes, from the grave he did.
Yeah. It's like, well,
give me that, mad bum.
Avenge me. Can't take that no-hitter away.
So, a lot of new Cub podcasts. Nobody's gonna be listening to this anymore because Alex Cohen and Lance Brodkowski have one now.
Oh, yeah.
But I will say I started watching tonight the one with Rizzo and Ross.
Oh God, okay.
It's really good.
Is it good?
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
Like they have personalities.
Yeah,
I was hesitant
he's
to
so
give it a chance.
natural at this, and Ross is funny.
Yeah,
like I'm glad he's not managing the Cubs.
Yeah,
anymore.
Yes.
But this is his true calling.
Okay, good. I'm glad he found it.
Yeah,
I'll give it a chance. I just know the first time I have to hear about his time as manager of the Cubs, I'm just gonna completely.
I don't know he's going to talk about it a whole lot.
Again.
He told one quick story about, and I was going to look up who it was. They're talking about his 100th homer. He got that in his last season.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, he said, we had a pitcher come in when I was manager. And he's like, you don't remember me, do you? And I'm like, should I? And he's like, I gave up your 100th home run. And Rusty goes, oh, you really got through back-to-back changeups. He didn't know who he was. But that's as much. I mean, it wasn't like Rossi waxing poet. Well, when I was managing the Cubs, it doesn't really come up. They're hyper-focused just on 2016. They're just telling 2015 and 2016
cool.
stories.
Right. Okay, that's worth it. Okay. All right.
And they're going to have, they were kind of teasing the guys they've already interviewed.
Yeah.
And it sounds like they have a whole episode with Chris Bryant, which would be great because Chris
that
has
would
fallen off the map. I don't know if they had to go, he's in traction somewhere and they had to just hold the microphone for him, but you know.
I was watching, I think I saw that Facebook Reels, I saw a promo for it, and they actually promoted that they have Addison Russell on.
Did they?
Well, I don't know if they had it on, but it was.
You don't
in the
have
promo.
to watch them all.
Like it was in the, like they were going through all the people, all the players who were going to be on it.
I think they did a bunch of them around Cub convention time. They recorded a bunch of interviews, which would make sense.
Yeah,
you guys were
that
in
would make
town.
sense.
But yeah, I was enjoying it.
Mm-hmm. All right.
And I can't wait till the one where they have Hap on.
Will it be a crossover episode
the way
between
through
the
it
two
and
podcasts?
go, wait a minute, you weren't even on this team. I wasn't. No, you weren't. Remember that time we did? You know what? You were in Iowa. You didn't do shit. No.
as much as we crap on Ian Happ, I'd like to think he would recognize that he wasn't there.
I don't know. It's kind of like, remember the Brian Williams thing? The NBC anchor who was telling the story about getting missile shot at his helicopter and it never happened.
Right.
Yeah.
I kind of think there is a thing where you like, it's a real thing where you start to, like, you hear stories over and over and over again about situations similar to ones you've been in. And you start to, in your own mind, adopt that as your own truth. And I just feel like Happ has done that to himself now. And he just thinks he was on the 2016 Cubs.
Well, hey, at least now in 2026, he's hitting like he would have belonged on the 2016 Cubs.
Yep. He's done it for 5 days now against the two worst teams that they're going to face.
Probably.
So, congratulations. Yes. Congratulations, Ian. I like he got robbed of a home run on opening day. Well, the one he hit on Monday would not have been a home run any other day of the year.
I was going to save this for later, but yeah. Yeah, that was a 42-degree launch angle ball that he hit for a home run last night. Most of those result in either routine flyouts or pop-ups, but good for him.
It got 35 feet of carry.
Jeez.
So,
yeah, landed around
just shows what a smart
2
player
rows
is.
behind me.
He knew exactly where into the wind to hit it.
Yeah, but he was playing to the ballpark.
Yeah.
He was hitting to the ballpark. That takes skill.
Also, why he's batting third.
Yes. Is he batting third today again?
He's hit third every game so far. So
every game.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
But we know batting order is not important. Craig said it again today in his pregame press conference.
All right.
Doesn't matter where you hit him. Oh, apparently, the way you put out the lineup, it doesn't matter. That was my only real gripe is I don't like them batting Bush leadoff now that the bottom of the order doesn't get on. Because he just never hits with anybody on base.
Right.
I mean, and he does not, and I felt like he doesn't do a good job of getting on base as a leadoff man, and he doesn't. He has a 311 on base as a leadoff man.
Yeah.
So what advantage are you getting by having him up there? He's not getting on at a good clip, and then he's still slugging, but when he slugs, there's nobody on base. It's stupid.
Right.
And when Fells and I were talking about it after the opener, I said, well, who are we going to put up there? Nico and his 310 on base. Well, Nico, it's not great. 345 is 35 points higher than Bush. Yeah, bat him in front of Michael Bush. You can hit Bush second if you want. That's fine. But every once in a while, he'll actually get to hit. And then if Nico's on, he gets the hole on the right side when holding the runner on, which apparently is a big deal. Every team's talked about that for 100 years. So
we're probably not there yet, but I think the ideal guy that they'd like to put there would be Pete. If he can get,
I don't think he's going to get
consistent.
I was going to say, I think we'll be waiting forever.
But with his speed, it doesn't need to be that high of an on base percentage if you know he's going to wind up at second a good amount of times.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not like all of a sudden he's going to steal 70 bases. He's not going to walk enough to steal the bases.
That was he basically, I'm going to look this up quick. We know Dusty would have him leading off.
This is true. Yes.
Nico would be batting second because that's how baseball works. Your center fielder leads off.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm going to do this. I think I'm right here.
Well, if I remember correctly, and this was a very short time, but during the time that Happ was on the IL last year and Pete was leading off, that did feel like the best stretch of his season last year.
Well, but Pete went nuts in the first half to the point where you could have batted him anywhere and he was going to be productive. And then the second half, you could bat him anywhere and he wasn't going to be. All right, who has a higher career on base average? Sean Dunston or Pete Crow Armstrong?
Oof. I know it's low for Sean.
Sean Dunston.
It's Sean. 297 compared 296 compared to Pete's 287. It was 313 last year.
Pete. Oh, today is this.
I'm even surprised that it was above 300 last
Oh
year.
no, it wasn't.
Wow.
I'm sorry. It was 287. I looked at the wrong column.
Okay.
287. You can't put him there. So
I mean, the Pete is hitting the ball harder this year. His whole
he's
thing,
really
like
good.
the speed, he's just he just might be a slugging base stealer. Like
Yeah,
if the
I
guy
just don't
hits
think-
30, 35 home runs a year.
Yeah.
So he just he just hits the ball and he just hits the shot of the ball, and that's good.
Yeah, and I also don't. I feel like leadoff gets into some guys' heads where now they think they got to play this way instead of that way. And it's like, just put him in the middle of the order and let's let him hit. Let's not worry about him. They should go out.
Yeah,
They should go out and get a leadoff hitter.
I do think I get Craig
That would be nice.
Council's point. Like to an extent, batting average doesn't really matter. Like it doesn't.
Batting order.
Batting order. What did I say? Batting average.
Yeah.
Batting
Well,
order doesn't.
And average too, in a way.
It just doesn't like. Michael Bush is probably does he have? He has a 310 on base as a leadoff hitter, but he's a
311
he
as a
walks.
leadoff hitter. It's higher when he doesn't lead off.
Right. So I don't know that. Like, is that just an anomaly?
I feel like this is a team without a lot of power. They really don't have a lot of power. He is one of the guys who hits for power.
Yeah.
Just don't hit him first. And I would even allow for it if guys hitting 8 and 9 you thought were like high on base guys. If you had some like high on base without a lot of slug and you put him at the bottom of the order, and when he comes around for second and third at bats, there's going to be guys on, then that's fine. But they're not. And it's what he ran into at the end of last year when those guys nobody was hitting at the bottom of the order and he was leading off. And he hit 16 homers, 10 doubles, and 2 triples as a leadoff hitter, and he drove in 32 runs. He had all those extra base hits, and he drove in 32 runs.
Yeah.
Because there's nobody on. You can't control that.
Right.
So I don't think you have the luxury to bat him there. I feel like when they did it last year, it was kind of like when the offense would stagnate and Joe would have Rizzo lead off for like 3 days.
Yeah.
Get everybody, just shake it up, and then go back to your normal. And Craig has just never gone back to
But that's sort of the thing that
normal lineup.
I think to your point, who is that guy? I mean,
well, you don't have like a 380 on base guy, but you've got Nico batting in the middle of the order is a waste. He doesn't hit for any power. You've got it literally backwards. You've got a guy who is a single hitter who works counts, batting 5th right now, and you've got your one really reliable left-handed power batting 1st. It's just dumb. Pat Murphy wouldn't do it.
Like I legit wonder. Like I feel like Nico hitting 5th was kind of like every like meatball's wish last year when he was hitting amazing with runners in scoring position, and I'd like to think Craig didn't have that same mindset with having him hit 5th regularly now, but I can't think of another reason why like you're doing that at this point.
Well, I mean, I would give him the lineup. If the lineup doesn't change dramatically when Seiya comes back, then I think there's something wrong. I mean, they're missing. That's maybe their best all-around hitter.
It's not a complete
best
lineup right now.
He's not there, and so they're batting guys in weird spots. I mean, that's why Pete's batting cleanup right now.
Yeah.
But I don't know. He doesn't have an explanation for it because he just dismisses it with that doesn't matter where anybody bats. Batting order is overrated. It seems like that's the easy way to not have to explain your genius move of batting your left-handed power hitting first baseman first. So
I wonder if there's the thought that it might be Matt Shaw eventually.
I mean, I don't know how it could be eventually.
It's going to be tough if he's not going to be a regular.
Exactly.
If everybody's healthy, he's not an
day.
everyday player. How's he going to lead off all the time?
I don't know.
Everybody gets a day off.
Maybe they could petition for a 10th.
I guess on the other spectrum of the idea
of
Pete leading off, because you would get no speed from this guy, but you'd get great on base ability. When Moises Ballesteros does turn it up a little bit, the on base would fit in that spot, but I don't know how much you'd want.
When Moises starts to hit, I think then you could go, and I even wrote this little line about. I mean, you could go Nico, Moises, Bregman, Bush, Seiya. It's Pete.
Wow.
And then you've
Yeah.
got your precious right, left. But the pieces fit better. I think Moises batting second, especially if Nico's on, that's a dude who's going to rifle that ball through that hole. He's going to take advantage
Right.
of it. It's a lot to ask of a 22-year-old who hasn't had 75 at bats in the big leagues yet. So
Right.
that's why he's hitting seventh.
For
But
sure.
at some point, and it seems like unless he really slumps to start the season, Craig has a lot of confidence in Moises. I mean, he just basically said 2 weeks ago, he's the DH. We're just going to play him all the time.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a lot of great alternatives right now.
This is
That
true.
helps. That helps with the confidence. But
Yeah.
also, I mean, the dude can hit. So
Definitely can hit.
Yeah, Cubs are having a weird start of the year anyway.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they look great on opening day.
Oh, God.
I don't know that there's
Worst opening day
Am
games
I
I've ever
practicing?
watched.
Did we ever practice before? What
Yeah.
are we doing?
Yeah.
My point being that I don't think that like there's any conclusions to be drawn other than Miguel Amaya needs to be the everyday catcher.
Oh,
Yeah.
come on.
You know what? There's a guy who might fit into that leadoff spot.
Oh, he's so fucking slow.
So what?
So slow. Bet Pete behind, right? Have him lead off and have Pete second and watch Pete pass him on the bases.
Well,
Like,
yeah,
wow,
lead the league
twice.
in that specific
What's the-
out. Yeah.
What's
What
the
the hell?
record for passing a teammate on the
Your own
bases?
teammate.
Right.
People destroy that in 2 weeks with bat behind Amaya. But that was
You
another
know
thing
what?
that irritates me is so when Kelly catches, he bats sixth. When Miguel catches, he bats ninth.
Yeah.
It's like, I got news for you. Miguel's a better hitter than
Yeah.
Carson Kelly is. Are we
100%.
still clinging to last fucking April with this
Mhm.
guy? They should both be batting ninth right now. I mean, that's fine with that. I don't mind Carson play. He's a good catcher. But
Yeah.
stop hitting him in the middle of the order like he's good, because he's not. He's a career 227 hitter, and that's what he hit after May 7th last year. He hit his career. He was
Yeah.
Carson Kelly for
Yeah.
most of the season, which is what he was signed to be. So it's not like it was a huge disappointment, but he got off to such a great start. They treated him forever like he learned how to hit, and he just didn't.
Look, we're
Amaya's
not
just
yet
good,
we're
too.
not yet in April. Let him go through all of April hitting in the middle of the order because that's when he hits
We're
well.
not yet on April. It's
Yeah.
true.
That's
Yeah,
what Craig is
and
like.
then-
Damn it! I thought you were supposed to hit this month. What is going on?
It's like it's not April.
Oh, this is the 1 month you were good. Let's see it. So, Mr. Ed made his Cub debut yesterday.
Yeah.
He looked really good.
80 pitches
he
and
did.
6 innings. What do you have? 7 strikeouts?
5 strikeouts.
I think it was 5.
Oh, 5.
Yeah.
He was
Mhm.
pitching to contact. Yeah,
Yeah.
he looked really good. He was cruising. He barely broke a sweat. A little distracting. Boog kept he's trying to make Edward Cabrera a thing.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
that's nice.
Boog has had an interesting start to the season. I didn't catch this first part, but it was explained to me by several people that on this when Amaya made his first start, Boog was confused as to why Panama by Van Halen was his walk-up music.
I
Oh.
heard that. Yeah.
Oh, Boog.
Someone had to explain to Boog that's where he's from.
Oh.
He's from Van Halen? No, he's what? No, he's from
Yes, he's
And,
Dutch.
and then
Oh,
last
man.
night, they showed a bunch of shirtless youth who had Bush spelled out on their chest. And he goes, "Are those the Shota guys?"
Yeah.
Boog might have a brain tumor. I think
Is Boog?
somebody
Oh,
needs to send him in for a checkup. Put a few tokens in the MRI machine and stick his head in there. See if you find anything. Because I'm a little worried about him. He's gotten off to a rough start.
Well,
He's tired. He's tired.
The grind.
Boogaloo.
The grind of the long season has gotten to him
Yeah.
3 days in. It was already
well,
taking
and
its toll.
he was doing some like college basketball games as well too, right? Lately, it has been a bit of a heavy workload for him.
I guess. I was surprised he was there Sunday because he's apparently still doing Sunday Night Baseball on the radio.
Oh,
for ESPN.
yeah.
Because they still have that. So Benetti is doing Sunday Night Baseball on NBC with an announcer from each team.
Yeah. Wait, were they on? They weren't on Sunday night. Oh, maybe they were. We were just.
They were on the Cock.
Oh,
They were on Peacock because
Well, I was
the
driving
NBA
back.
is on NBC right now.
I was driving.
They brought back NBC Sports Network,
Oh,
and they're on that.
okay.
Which is really, I'm glad they brought it back. I never understood why it went away. Like they had so much like inventory now.
Right.
I think it was to try to force people to subscribe to Peacock, and I think they've decided fine. So a lot of things that are on Peacock, they also put on NBCSN so that you can.
And NBCSN is just a regular.
Yeah, it's back on. It's
Well,
like cable and satellite.
I was gonna say, like, do you remember, like, during like the Blackhawks heyday, like every now and then you'd get a weeknight like national game on there.
It used to be. It started off as the Outdoor Network. Then you might remember it as Versus.
Yep.
Versus.
And then it was NBC Sports Network.
Yeah. They used to have, they had, I think at least one of the years that I watched the Tour de France, I think they had it on the Outdoor Network.
Yeah.
And then it became NBCSN. Okay. Well,
so the game Sunday night was Guardians Mariners.
Okay.
And it was Jason Benetti, Rick Manning, and Ryan Roland Smith, the hyphen.
Yeah.
Okay.
With who was in the bullpen? They had a former pitcher who was literally in the bullpen reporting, like a sideline. They're trying to do the hockey like on the bench thing.
Yeah.
So sometimes they have a guy in the, like Kershaw on opening night was creeping like behind home plate somewhere.
Yeah.
And just chiming in. It was weird because all of a sudden there'd be this fourth voice. And you're like, what the fuck is this? Like, oh, that's right. It's Kershaw.
He was on the wait, was he was by the Dodgers dugout.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. That was weird.
So they're doing that. The two announcers from one team thing works, and I think it works because of Benetti. He's got he gets like instant chemistry with whoever he works with.
Yeah.
And it didn't hurt that for the first night, Rick Manning was one of the two because he's a really good announcer. Dennis Eckersley loves the guy. But Rick's not the kind of guy who was going to he was going to play nice with the other analyst. Like he wasn't going to expect that he was just going to talk the whole time. And so it really was like a conversation. And the nicest part of it is that it forces the broadcast talks about the game and the two teams in the game. Yeah. Instead of the way ESPN Sunday Night Baseball always was, where they were trying to talk about the whole league all at once. And it's like they're talking about shit that's not like that doesn't have anything to do with the game we're watching. Can you knock it off? So I like it. I think it's a big improvement.
Yeah. Cool. I'll check it out. Well, I'm fun to watch Sunday night game.
Yeah. The Cubs are on like 3 or 4 times.
That's cool. Yeah, Sunday night.
The Cubs are not on. They have the old Peacock has the Roku package back. They started with it, and those are the early games on Sundays.
Oh yeah, those are cool.
The Cubs are not on that. I noticed the Cubs, the Yankees, the Mets, the Dodgers. They don't have to.
Oh really?
They don't. They don't have to deign to play in the 11 a.m. game. It's like that's fine. We'll save them for this. You get them at the Sunday night game. They don't have
lower rating.
We don't have to burn them off in the morning.
Jeez.
That's funny. All right. So the major league average on base percentage is about 320.
Okay. And so Bush isn't even average.
Yeah.
When he leads off.
Yeah.
Get him out of there.
No.
Get him somewhere where he's good. Which is like 1 or 2 spots lower.
Right.
I'm all for him getting lots of at bats. I think it's fine.
Right. I mean, he's a good ball player.
I just don't think he should be hitting first.
I don't
think it's a good use of his skill set. I think it's dumb.
I do think you're right. Like the Cubs are back to that level of just not having that MVP candidate. Like, they had Tucker last year, and there was hope for that. Like now they figured that part out. They need somebody like that.
Yeah.
And they're back to not having that. And I don't know if they will.
Yeah. I mean, the one guy who could become that is Pete. Like if we saw it in a very long stretch last year that when he's on, he's amazing. He's one of the best players in baseball.
Yes.
There's
Yeah,
always the fear, though, that will careen into the ditch for longer than you
sure.
like. But he's 23 years old. He just turned 24, so we're
Right.
fine. We're not freaked out about Pete. But that gets back to, they did the smart thing. They extended Pete. They extended Nico. I was really impressed with the Nico extension because they paid up. They recognized
Oh yeah.
they weren't going to be able to replace him. I mean, Matt Shaw is not a Nico replacement. Matt Shaw's a nice player if you put him at second, but he does everything worse than Nico does.
Yeah, I think
even if he's a good defensive second baseman, he won't be as good a defensive second baseman. Even if he's above average runner, he won't be as good a base stealer. He doesn't have pop. He probably has a little more pop. That's probably the one thing you get.
Well,
and the idea then that
we just saw him misplay. Sorry, we just saw him misplay a ball in right field too, which that's not going very well right now.
Well, maybe Nico will move out to. Maybe Nico will be a better right fielder too. Then Nico will go play right now.
Yeah.
But it gets back to the whole idea. So they extended those. Who's next? Because that's like the inevitable thing, right? The Cubs hadn't extended anybody forever. They extend Pete. Then 2 days later, they extend Nico, and the fans are like, "Oh, who's next?" I was like, "Well, nobody's next." Like, do you know how it was? Jed had to pull teeth to get the 2 he got. Tom's not throwing open the checkbook for a third.
Well, I think there might be a chance, and I don't know like how they'll do it. Maybe there won't be a chance, but I would think that they may want to kind of get some certainty on Palencia, because the one thing that might get paid in arbitration is saves.
Yeah.
So they may think about Palencia. But the other one who they might give consideration to is Horton, but that's really hard to do because, he's been hurt, and how do you figure out what that is? But then he may also want some security. Yeah. So there might be an opportunity to come to some sort of agreement.
Pitchers usually get them later. They have to.
Right.
Yeah.
Teams there's a value to having the guy under control.
Yeah.
In case he gets hurt. And then you're not. If he gets hurt, you don't have to pay him what you would have to pay him if he's not. And if Cade continues to be this good because he's really good, he's not going to he won't get all the way through arbitration. At some point, the Cubs will have to throw a big check at him. But I don't think it's looming.
And with Palencia, I was just going to say, look, we've all been impressed by what he's done in the WBC and so far as Cubs closer and everything. Let's just not lose sight of the fact that, it might not be wise to commit to him when bullpens can be so, erratic at times and can flame out pretty quickly.
But that's sort of the point with him is I think that he's always had that ceiling. And now there's just a much better chance that he'll hit it now that he's figured out the walks. And if you're confident in your pitching infrastructure, maybe he gets hurt because he throws hard, but I don't know that relievers get hurt as much as starters do. I may be making that up. It just doesn't seem like they do.
They are. I don't know. I think they are at an interesting spot where he hasn't done it long enough yet. He hasn't been a closer for a full season yet ever.
And they might be thinking that's why it might be cheaper.
And so, but you can be too clever too, right? Like you can wait for him to prove it, and then he proves it, and now he's super expensive.
Yeah.
And you run the risk that you jump the market, and then he's not as good or he gets hurt. But there's somewhere you try to thread the needle between if you get convinced this guy's really good and he's going to stay that way, then you don't wait anymore because he's only going to get more expensive. But you have to, it's a risk. Pitchers are far more risky to sign than position players are. And so they currently, position-wise, they have their center fielder locked up. They have Bush is locked up just through, when you don't come up to your 27, they don't have to extend you because you still got to get through all those
wait for your payday,
years.
Michael. Yeah.
He's not a free agent until after 29. So they don't have to do anything with him right away. And then they've got Nico, they've got Dansby for way too long, and they've got Bregman for a long time. You've got Amaya under control for a long time. You've got Moises under control for a long time. Mm-hmm. So not everybody's going to work out. We know that. It just doesn't, But if none of those seem like a real long shot to be around for a long time. So that only leaves your corners as a place where you can go out and get the kind of they're going to be interesting this year. I think the reason that they're a very good team, I have zero expectations that they can win a pennant because they don't have, I feel like they're one big bat short. Still, if they had Bregman and Tucker on the same team last year, then maybe you could have dreamt on that.
Yeah.
At some point, you need to go figure out how to get one of those, and that's why I don't think. To me, it would be malpractice, and I just don't like the guy anyway. But I even try to look at it objectively. To lock Hap up doesn't make any sense. You're buying the three. You should count. The Cubs, the 3-year extension when he was 28 made sense. I don't like it because I don't like him, but it made sense. Doing it again at 32 doesn't make any sense. You really want his 34 and 35 age years? No, you don't. And he honestly, I don't think he needs to. Well, he's probably gonna need to settle for 3 years just because of his age. The market would be better for him, but he's too old to get like a 4 or 5 year deal, I think.
Right. And it might just be like, other teams see his numbers, other teams see the underlying stuff, and it might just be a $10 million a year contract. And I don't even know if maybe I'm just being overly pessimistic about him, but I don't even know if he'll get 3 years.
No, I think if it was like $10 to $12 million, I think he could get that.
Right.
But if he's going to try to shop, and if he's going to ask for 18, he's gonna be lucky to get that for 1 year. He's certainly not getting it for 3.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, he used to be a low average, high on base, good slug guy, but over the last few years, he's turned into a low average, mediocre on base, and a slightly above league average slug.
Mm-hmm.
He's like 23 homers and 80 RBIs. That's just teams feel like they can replace that.
Yeah. Especially in an
two
offense
guys.
first position, right?
Or pay 2 guys to get you that total in left field. Plus, he plays left field.
Yeah.
How much value is there in signing a left fielder?
The one thing I could see with him is just, he is pretty damn bought in with the Cubs now. He does seem to really like it in Chicago. I could see a world where he is just fine accepting whatever the Cubs are willing to pay him. And hopefully it's with the understanding that he's going to be in a much more limited role than he had been, in previous years, that he won't see a lefty. He won't, they're going to be working in, Kevin Alcantara or someone else in the games where he doesn't play.
Yeah,
and that
I get that.
Yeah.
But to me, that's a waste of time for the Cubs. I mean, why are you? You can go you would be far better off to go find somebody else to fill that role than to have him try to do it and have to answer all the horseshit media questions about the guy who used to play left field. Why is he part-time? You can go get somebody just as good as him who isn't him and not have to deal with any of that shit. You can go get little Yaz. He's a better player.
You could maybe. I'm just thinking I think we're pretty underwhelmed by what this bench is this year. We were really underwhelmed by what the bench was last year. Ian Happ is, for as much as we crap on him, he's still a pretty starting caliber hitter, I guess you could say.
I would be concerned if a guy who could start for other teams, which he could, would be willing to stay to ride the bench for the Cubs.
Well, I don't know if it's necessarily riding the bench. I'm just saying not necessarily
if he's not riding the bench, then he's got too big a role.
But
you know what I mean? Like if you want to play him in the role you think he's suited for, he's not going to play that much. And why would he want to stay and do that?
I don't think I think it's, to your point earlier, I just simply think it's one of the few positions that they have open where they can really upgrade. And so they're going to do that. And now that they re-signed Horner, I think it's the one thing that they could do with Shaw is trade him for kind of a younger outfielder.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked because at some point this team's going to need to add at the deadline. And I wouldn't be shocked if they don't if Shaw isn't a big part of that trade, because they're going to need to make a big ballsy deadline trade, and you have to trade somebody good to do that.
Right.
I could see Shaw going then, but you're right. He's now blocked. Realistically, he's not an outfielder. Realistically, he's the second. His best value is at second or third, and so you should be able to trade him for better value than playing him out of position in right field. Whether you do it Whether you have him here the whole year as a super utility guy, you do it in the offseason, or you do it at the deadline.
Right.
Yeah.
I just hope that it's not a like Matt Shaw still has value. They just happen to see where they could have upgraded. He's got that cost control that teams seem to like, and I think that there's a chance to,
Right.
I think in the offseason it's probably a better time to trade him. I don't know that their bench this year is going to be that bad. Also, like it's clear that they're
if
not
Michael
using Dylan
Conforto
Covington
and Scott Kingery are still around long term.
Well, no, I mean Kingery is basically Kingery right now is the poor man's Matt Shaw.
Yeah,
because Matt Shaw is in the outfield because
Yes.
Seiya's out. So as soon as Seiya comes back, Kingery is gone. And then Shaw goes in. Shaw immediately gives him a better bench than anything they had last year because he's on it.
Yes.
And he's better than he was at the beginning of last year.
And that's what I mean. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm completely underwhelmed with their choice of extra outfield.
Well, it doesn't like who's got like
we have not seen
good
Dylan
outfield.
Carlson yet. We have not seen Dylan Carlson yet.
I think there might be a reason.
Who's got a good
Probably.
bench, right? Like who's out there who's got starting caliber outfielders on their bench, right? So like, yeah, it's underwhelming, but they serve a purpose. And if you
Go get Kike. Nobody has Kike. Kike's smart. He's hanging out. He's waiting for the call, waiting for the June or July call from the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Are we sure that Kike is a starting caliber player?
He went to Boston. He was terrible.
He was terrible.
Right.
Yeah.
Came back to the loving embrace of the Dodgers, and he's only good in the playoffs.
He's
currently
on the Dodgers, but on their 60-day IL. So,
so he's
not. Oh, is he?
I thought he was roaming around.
But anyway, my point being is that like once the Cubs, the bench, other than the backup catcher, is giving you a handful of plate appearances over the course of the year, right? What, maybe 500 plate appearances from your bench?
Yeah, I mean,
right.
Realistically, outside of your bench, those three guys,
your long-term replacements because of injury should probably be a AAA.
Yes, correct.
Your bench guys are your break glass in case of emergency, throw them in the game, and then
you need a few innings.
See if you need to make a decision to bring Alcantara up to play for 2 weeks because Seiya got hit by a bus again.
Right. Or and it's somebody who you got to bring in a blowout. You just got to give a guy a break, like whatever it is. It's not having nobody's got a great bench. Like even the Mets or the Dodgers, as much money as they spend. Who's on the Dodgers bench? I mean, they got Dalton Rushing as their backup catcher, but that's about it. So I don't know. Whatever.
I don't know. They have Tommy Edman there.
When comes back. I mean, Matt Shaw is very useful. A pretty good ball player. Well, Tommy Edman's going to be a starter once he comes off the IL.
Always got to share that with the great Andy Paez. I guess he'd play a lot of second instead of what's his name, Miguel Rojas.
Freeland. Is that someone who's a regular starter for them? So that's who's listed at second base tonight for them.
Yeah,
that's how good they are. That's how good they are. They play a left-handed pitcher from the Rockies at second base on their own.
Kyle Freeland.
So whatever. Like I don't know that I'd worry too much about the Cubs bench. I just want them to have useful ball players, and if in left field they can upgrade it, even in the off season, then that's what you do.
Well, they're all just holding a place for the great. What is his name? Josiah
Hartshorn. Can never get his last name right.
Amazed everyone in spring training this year.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. At some point, it would be nice to develop an outfielder. One of the guys that you drafted would be good. Right. Hap's the last one they did.
Got Ethan Conrad.
Right.
He was
when it'll be great when Ethan ever finally plays in an actual game. It'll be fun.
Right. Was just going to bring him up. Yeah. Because news about him isn't great right now.
Really?
Oh, it's fine. 23-year-olds with back injuries. It's fine. There's nothing to worry about there. That's great.
Why would they do that?
We don't like drafting the hurt guy. Genius move.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, Pete.
Oh, thinking themselves, what do you do?
He just
Oh,
dove and
boy.
missed a fly ball by a lot.
Oh.
It was very reminiscent of, I think Tony Campana had a slide attempt and missed catch like that in like 2011, that a ball got all the way to the track. Fork talked about it a lot on when he used to be on a podcast regularly.
Huh.
He just wanted to make sure Matt Shaw knew how to back up, and he did.
There you go. Yeah, he giving proper training to Matt Shaw.
It's a teaching moment. You spend the games early in the year, making sure that the guys all know what to do. Offense really clicking today against the Angels.
Yeah, holy cow.
Mm-hmm.
Alfonso Soriano's kid was pitching, or maybe Rafael Soriano's. I don't know. One of theirs was pitching.
Rafael Soriano.
Another Cub, Rafael Soriano. Yeah.
So you didn't hear the story. The reason Taylor was in left field,
Yeah,
was to do an exciting story about how the left field fans yell and ask Ian how many outs there are, and then he signals back. Because that's the most exciting thing that's ever happened in a ballpark. Yeah, it went on forever. But she said she thinks it started with Alfonso Soriano.
Did you just tell the whole story?
My thought was that was Alfonso. It was Alfonso asking the crowd all the time how many outs there were. Do you guys know how many outs there are? 2? Are you sure? Okay. Where should I, if I get the ball, where should I throw it? 3rd? All right, good. That's what that whole thing, that's why she was out there. It just went on and on and on. It's like, oh, for God's sake. How, this is game 4, and we're already down to this. They were all over it last night. They had the Cabrera had shoes that had the little Cubby Bear logo, the good one, the one that should be on the sleeve. It had those on the shoes, and so Boog was drooling over his shoes. And then Alex Bregman changed his walk-up music, and it's because his 3-year-old son picked it. We got to hear a lot about that.
Cool.
And then we got to hear a good 15 minutes on Hap signaling how many outs there are to the bleacher fans. Meanwhile, Edward Cabrera.
Right. Yeah, meanwhile,
kind of a big deal,
shoving,
right? Like, big acquisition finally get a big, and he's pitching really well. Hardly a word was mentioned about Edward other than his shoes and his nickname.
I did see, and again, I think I was watching without sound.
That's the best way to watch.
Go to Cody's really quick yesterday, and they were talking about. I think they were talking. Pretty sure they were talking about it, like the pitch mix that Cabrera had and how it might be a little bit different. They did mention that, right?
Well, the one thing they talked about was he got lit up all spring.
Yeah.
And they were talking about how many he threw, mostly fastballs in the spring. And that is not his, like, he had, for as hard as he throws, he has a pretty hittable fastball.
Yeah.
And he throws it just enough to get you off the other stuff.
Yeah.
And JD was basically saying, you don't worry about his spring numbers because he's throwing a lot of fastballs to get ready for the season. And he was getting hit. And now the season starts, you won't see as many of those fastballs.
Right.
And there's a whole thing about his 94-mile-an-hour changeup isn't really a changeup. It's not
really
he's not throwing it like a changeup.
Right. Yeah.
Because it honestly would be kind of dumb to throw a 98-mile-an-hour fastball and a 94-mile-an-hour changeup. This 4 miles an hour is not enough of a difference.
Right.
But it's a different pitch, and it moves completely different. So it's not, people can't sit on the fastball and get that and just smoke it because it's moving. So.
Yeah, we saw that on the screen yesterday. My buddy goes, holy cow, a 93-mile-an-hour average changeup. I'm like, doesn't necessarily, it's either not really a changeup or it's not necessarily a good
If
thing.
he's throwing 104, that would be good.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. He's throwing 98.
It'd be a Roldis Chapman's changeup. Yeah.
So it's like between 9 and 11 miles an hour. That should be your ideally, that's your difference. And it goes down a little bit if you don't. Like Greg Maddux would throw a 94, didn't need to throw an 83-mile-an-hour changeup. But that's like a basic rule of thumb.
Yeah. Or like Kyle Hendricks, topping out his fastball about 89 and throwing a changeup about
That was
81.
the problem with Kyle at the end was the 86-mile-an-hour fastball and the 84-mile-an-hour changeup.
Right.
That was not a good. And he decided that's probably enough.
Yeah.
So the Cubs are going to get to be in 3 openers.
Yeah.
This is true. Yeah.
They'll open,
And again,
you know,
it makes no sense that there is no day off in Cleveland between the first two games, but do you, Cleveland?
well, look how nice the weather is in the Midwest right now.
Perfect.
What about
75
24
yesterday. Today,
Well,
today it started off fine, and then we went right to shit.
my coats over my dog walk coats got like heavier and heavier. Tomorrow it's going to be back to a winter coat.
Yep.
Dang.
Oh well. At least there's baseball back.
But then they're opening the reopening of the Trop.
Yeah.
Oh, the Cubs are?
Yep.
And what is that, Friday?
Monday. Next Monday.
Oh, Monday. That's right.
Friday.
The Rays got an extra long road trip to start to make sure they had the park ready for them when they
okay.
come back.
Does seem unusually long, but yeah, for them, you get it.
I mean, I know because of the weather, playing outside in Florida was not great, but it'll never fail to amuse me how much the players were impressed with the Yankees single A park they played in and how much nicer it was than Tropicana Field.
Right.
Like, ooh, this is nice. It's like, this is a Class A ballpark. It's Class A, all right. No, not classy. Class A. And everybody talks about how Junior Camanero's going to miss it because he went crazy in that park.
Yeah.
But he had as many homers and more RBIs on the road. His batting average was shit on the road. It was high at home.
Oh, yeah, he'll be fine.
All the other numbers were basically the same. And it's not like the Trop is a hard place to hit. It's not.
No. One of the
right
places.
Right.
You know, they're not moving back into, they're not going to the Polo Grounds. They're going to Tropicana Field.
Was Polo Grounds the one that had like a 380-foot?
Oh, it was like 4.
Well, you're talking
center
down the
field,
lines, right?
Center field went, and center had an extra like indent that was like 440 or some ridiculous distance.
But that was a huge or maybe it was a short. I don't know. It was a weird ass outfit. I gotta look it up.
You need a lot of room for the horses. I mean, that's why they call it the Polo Grounds. The water polo grounds. One a pool under that.
If it rained enough, maybe.
Oh yeah, no, okay, I had it backwards. That's right. And it was 455 down the line, but 279. Well, sorry, 279 down the line, but 455 into the alley because it was like a square, or a rectangle.
Well, that was why the Willie Mays catch was so.
Yeah,
it wasn't just the catch. The catch was great, but he also turned and chucked that. He had to make a super long throw.
Yeah,
and just made it all in one big motion. It was.
What
I didn't see him, but apparently Willie Mays was pretty good.
Apparently.
That's what I've heard.
There's a
fucking ballpark.
There's a YouTube guy I follow, and I don't even know if I've seen anything from him recently. But I remember one thing he tried to do was hit an inside the park home run with John Lester hitting, just in like batting practice mode, kind of. And like he went to the Polo Grounds just because that's the only possible place where it would work out that way, where it was a deep enough outfield to get that done. And it probably took him about, I don't know, 75 attempts maybe.
How do you even play the outfield? God, that's crazy. What a crazy ballpark.
Yeah.
I mean, I always knew it was nuts, but like, it's like every time it's just not, it's just like, why would you make it why would you configure it like that?
Well, because it wasn't built for
It
wasn't built for baseball. Yeah.
Right.
But like there's gotta be I don't know, there's gotta be a better, I don't know. 279 down the line, 258 down the right field line.
Well, like when the Dodgers first moved out to LA, they played in the Coliseum.
Oh man, that left field, yeah.
And they had to put up a big net to like hit to try to hit the ball over.
Right.
Yeah, because they couldn't configure that place to put a real baseball field in it, and so that's what they got. They played an exhibition game there. I don't know. I'm sure it's longer than I think ago.
Against the
now,
Red
but they had it
Sox,
set up
yeah,
with
in
the
like
same
08.
with the same dimensions, and it was just a joke when you're watching it. You're like, how the fuck did they play a whole season like this?
Well,
Jesus.
that's where they were playing in 59 when they won the World Series against the White Sox. So it's crazy to think the baseball at that level was played in a place like that.
Why didn't they play in the other Wrigley Field on Catalina Island?
Yeah, should have.
Where the home run derby was filmed.
Where it's seated probably 1,500 people or whatever, but that would be fine.
This ballpark cracks you. Like, look, these pictures of it are just like, how do you play this ballpark? It's so funny. It is so funny to me.
Yeah. I think like the West Side grounds where the Cubs played at before Wrigley had, at least they had like a crazy deep center field. I know. I don't know if they had like down the lines the same, but
I gotta do a deep dive. I gotta do better about like seeing these things. Like I gotta do a deep dive into these old ballparks. They look so much fun.
Yeah, I mean, the most I get is when, on the show they have a bunch of old parks you could play in, and you can zip around. Like you can play in the Polo Grounds.
Yeah, I was trying to look up. It was kind of funny. I was looking the other day. I was trying to look up to see if I could play the show somehow without having to buy a console or.
Yeah.
But on my TV, I don't know how. But they do need a console.
I don't know.
The memory and the graphics card. That's how I want to play is the show. It looks so cool.
It's a good game. I think it's become the kind of game that you don't have to buy every year anymore because the changes usually aren't, unless you do specific things. Like they have this mode, Road to the Show, where you make yourself a prospect and you work your way up, and they make a lot of changes to that every year. But like if you just play a regular like franchise, if you can find a roster, there's no need to keep buying it. But they do such a good job. Like the atmosphere at the games, the graphics are great. The guys, you can just tell, looking at guys running around the bases, you can tell who they are. I mean, they do a really good job.
for sure. Yeah, I haven't bought it in a few years. I don't know. I did just get a PS5. Maybe this will be the year, but also I'm barely ever home. So
They check. Like I keep thinking about it. I just can't. I just haven't done it.
Well,
My internet. Can you still hear me?
yeah, you're
hear
clear for me.
Oh, it said I was having a network issue.
Well, Big Jimmy Tyon almost got through 5 today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they oh, and
He didn't give up any runs. They just gave up 2. They're losing. As we record this, they're losing to the Angels. Or is it about to get worse? No.
At the time he got pulled, they were in a jam, but they got out of it. But then they got another jam and didn't get out of that one. Oh, well. Maybe the bats will wake up in the 6th. Come on, boys.
It's too early to be that concerned about the, like one turn. But I mean, we've known all along there's peril in this rotation. Boyd could regress quite a bit just because of you don't pitch for 6 years and then you pitch a lot. It could be bad. Tyon has looked cooked, basically.
He got out of trouble today. He doesn't look awful, right?
Yeah, he looked bad at the end of the year. He pitched okay in the playoffs. Short, but okay. Yeah. He didn't look good at all in the spring. Like, well, we got Justin Steele coming back, but you might need, and then we don't know what, hopefully Shota's all right. He's healthy.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's all right.
He wasn't terrible, though. The bullpen gave that one up, right? That he pitched the 3rd game against the Nationals.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and
he gave up a couple home runs, right? Just a couple solo home runs.
But you know what? That show to start was like prime for every damn, negative narrative about him to be hit because, yeah, he gives up the 1 home run. It was on a pitch that was like a solid 3 inches below the strike zone. That what else are you supposed to do in that spot?
Yeah.
And I think 2 batters before that got on with pretty dinky hits that probably should have been outs when he got the first 2 guys out. And then 1 run was scored after he left. So it's like he wasn't as bad as his line looked at the end of it.
Right.
Yeah.
And Horton Cabrera, just deal.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, there might be trouble, but also I don't know, Ben Brown looks okay for a couple hitters at a time. I mean, he kind of I know he gave up a run. Was it the first game against the Nationals?
It was opening day, yeah.
Yeah. But he threw
But at that point,
Colin Ray
it
was
was
yesterday.
Colin Ray did do an amazing job of eating innings yesterday.
Yeah. Got to save.
Save. Yeah.
Yeah. I love the old school 3-inning save.
So and I think they'll figure it out. You're right. I think Tyone might be cooked. But also I don't know how much that'll matter too much.
No, I'm just saying, they have an ace up their sleeve. They have Steele coming back at some point.
But that's so rough to count on him being effective. One thing, him coming back is one thing. Count on him not getting injured.
But let's say if he's replacing Tyon, you only need 4th or 5th starter out of him.
Yeah.
But what I was going to get to was if there's one guy that they need to replace in rotation, they're probably pretty well covered. They get to a second.
Yes.
They don't really have anybody to do. I guess they have Assad. But now you're asking Steele to be better than it's probably realistic. And so he does get,
That's good. Yes.
Your depth goes away pretty fast.
Yeah, no, for sure. I look at the poor Blue Jays.
Yeah.
Right? They had 9 guys, 8 guys, whatever it was in spring training.
Yeah, and now there's not even a week into the season. They're already, we'll be doing bullpen starts here for a while.
Yeah.
Well, James Tyon is famously Canadian.
Famously.
Famously Canadian.
He's famously Canadian. How about a deal?
Yeah.
Think we'll get Vlad back for him?
And what?
Just Vlad.
Bush and Tyone.
Yeah, Vlad plus what for Tyon? I mean, come on.
George Springer too. Come on.
Yeah, get George Springer to ride the pines. That'll make a good bench.
Need him for the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird though. They haven't had a real save situation yet.
No.
So we still haven't seen Palencia.
Yeah.
No,
has he pitched at all? He did come in.
He did come in the Sunday game just to get him some work.
I was gonna say, couldn't have him sit there forever. He's gonna have to pitch at some point.
Yeah. He was on the mound, and this may not be totally encouraging, but did you see the relay to get the guy at home in the 9th inning on Sunday?
Oh yeah, that's
at all. Yeah, that's when he was on the mound for.
It is funny how much, because it's a real thing, how much closers struggle when they come in and it's not a save situation.
Yeah.
You wouldn't think that would be a thing. In fact, you'd think it would be like you could just really let it eat because you have a big margin for error one way or the other.
Right.
But a lot of those guys without the extra adrenaline of a save are just not as good.
Well, I think what happens is sometimes you almost end up thinking of that as being a spring training or an idea, like a way to work on this pitch or do something a little bit differently. And then you get into trouble. I don't know if that's true or not, but it seems to I don't know if it's always true. It's obviously not always true, but I don't know how often it's true that closers kind of eat it.
It's as true as the guy makes a great play in the top.
Yeah,
of one
he'll
inning
lead
and leads off the next. Yeah. So the Giants got off quite a start. They got swept by the Yankees and scored 1 run.
Right.
And they got their college manager.
Wow.
Yeah.
And he's everything that he says is being overly people are ready to pounce. So after they lost the second game, he basically tried to take all the blame for it. It's on me. This is my loss. Whatever. It's like, you didn't score a run. I don't know how that's your fault, but people were like, oh, look at this. And then he said, I think guys are trying too hard. They're trying to hit a 5-run homer. How many times have you heard a manager say that? Like a million times. It's like one of the oldest
cliche
things.
Right.
And there were a bunch of Bay Area writers who were like, look at that stupid college guy. Did you get a 5-run home run? It's like, Jesus fucking Christ. Really? We're 2 games in?
God.
You guys are going to do this?
That's so uninteresting to be that literal about it.
It is. They're just, there's one guy out there too, Brian Murphy, who's on like a radio station, who is obsessed with the fact that Vitello got a big league managerial job without paying his dues in the minor leagues.
Oh God, one of those.
And I just want to say, have you ever been around a college baseball program? I mean, even he wasn't always at Tennessee. Those fucking guys have to literally, sometimes they have to mow the grass and line the field for practice. I mean, if you don't think a college baseball coach has paid any dues, it's full of shit. It's just, I
would also say too that a college head coach probably transfers better to a major league manager than a minor league manager is, when a minor league manager has to worry so much about development more than actually winning games.
Well, so I think that's kind of the thing about college now, is I think a lot of college coaches also worry about that. With NIL, you're going to get the good players, but the reason why I think Vitello was always looked at as such a good choice is because he gets those analytics. He understands all the back room, all the back end stuff about pitch labs or whatever else other teams are doing.
He basically said that the analytics they had at Tennessee, and this was true across the whole SEC, are the same caliber as the ones big league teams get.
Yep.
So he's used to having to go through and figure out how to apply those. I think it also applies more in that with NIL now, basically your whole team are free agents every year.
Yep.
You're constantly re-recruiting your own. It's just like a big league manager who's got guys in their walk year and is trying to keep them happy or balance their playing time or get them out of the, there's also guys you're like, well, fuck it, this guy's not in our long-term plans. We're going to work somebody else in. And he's dealt with all that kind of stuff. And I said on the preview pod, I mean, it may not work because most managers don't work out. It doesn't mean it didn't work because he came from college.
Right.
Yeah.
It might not work because they thought putting Harrison Bader in center field and Jung-Hoo Lee in right field was a good idea. It may be because they thought they could put Luis Arraez back at second base. It could be because they traded the best parts of their bullpen at the deadline last year. They traded Doval. They traded him because they had Randy Rodriguez, and then immediately blew out his arm.
Right.
And so their bullpen is weird
Ryan
right
Walker
now.
Blows, right? He's just.
He's so up and down. When he's on, if he could throw a slider if he throws a slider for a strike and the first few pitches, he's going to get a save.
Yeah.
And if he can't throw one, he's gonna give up 6 runs. It's just like it's like they should just have him throw. Well, they can't anymore because you're stuck. He's got to throw to 3 batters. But it's almost like you'd have another guy warming up and have Ryan throw 2 sliders, and they're both balls. You immediately go take him out. You put the other guy in.
So there's, but I think that Praz, more than anything, it goes kind of to your point as to why a college manager may be just as ready, if not more so, than a minor league manager. But I also don't know how many minor league managers get promoted to a major league job that quickly. There's a lot of retreads in major league managers.
I mean, I think there was a time when, Ryan Sandberg did it, right? Somebody expresses an interest in being a manager, and the team is like, why don't you go manage in the minors for a couple of years, and then and then there are some who just work their way up. I mean, you get the great Jace Tinglers of the world, who's ironically is Tony Vitello's bench coach. You get some of those guys, but they're mostly big league managers now. We're mostly catchers. That's kind of the best way to get the job is to be a backup catcher for a long time, and then you get it. It's almost like the Angels were like, all right, we need a manager for a year. Give me the backup catcher list. Oh, Kurt Suzuki's on it. We'll give Kurt a 1-year deal. He'll take it. What the fuck else is he going to do?
Yeah, right. Why wouldn't he take it?
Yeah, so I think there's a lot of that. And then and so the only Pat Murphy is not a good parallel to Vitello, even though Pat was a long time. He coached at Notre Dame. He coached at Arizona State.
Mm-hmm.
But then he went and he managed in the minors, I think,
Yeah,
for
and
the
he did a bunch
Padres. Then he was the bench coach for the Padres.
Yeah.
Then he was an interim manager for the
Interim,
Padres.
yep.
Then he was a bench coach for Craig. Now he's manager of the Brewers. But I think Pat would probably tell you his skill set hasn't really changed that much. You know, like he's been able to apply it in a bunch of other ways, but I would guess he probably thinks he's pretty much the same manager he was at Notre Dame and ASU. He's just with the Brewers now.
It's the same pancake he's had since Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Yeah. God.
Same rubbery pancake that he gnaws on and shoves back in his pants. The story behind that was so dumb, too. How he started the pocket pancake. So he would go work out players early in the morning in like spring training. Yeah. And so he got to the habit of he would try to have a couple of pancakes before he went out, but a lot of times they either weren't ready, he didn't have enough time, so he started just grabbing plain ones because he can't stick one with syrup in his pocket. Sure. He would just stick one in his pocket, and he would like gnaw on it while he was running the guys through their drills as for like
how long
breakfast.
does it fucking take to grab it in a pancake? Why do you have to stick it in your pocket?
Just roll one up and
it now has become like a good luck charm. He just keeps the pancake in his pocket all the time.
Jesus. Just fucking eat the goddamn pancake. Like it's 3 bites. How much? Like seriously.
It's just the dumbest thing. So I can tell you one trend so far from I've listened to about an hour of the first David Ross, Anthony Rizzo podcast. A lot of stories about them playing hungover. A lot.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Which we've known because, that's why that's one of the things baseball players have to learn right away is how to play hungover. Yeah, if you can't play hungover, you can't play. But it's just amazing how many of their stories in the first podcast were about them being out till 4:00 in the morning and then, and Rizzo has a really good story about his first year with Ross. And I think it was, I'm going to get this part of it wrong. They talk about how the most pivotal part of not just 2015, but maybe the whole run to the World Series was late in the year, like late August, the 3-game series with the Giants at Wrigley.
Oh, yeah.
And the Giants were ahead of them in the wild card race. The Giants had won 3 of the last 5 World Series. And the Cubs swept them. And they swept them in the last game. Hector Rondon got in a bases loaded, nobody out jam and struck his way out of it to end the series.
Miguel Montero guiding him along with that. Yeah.
And they had a party at John Lester's after the game to celebrate. And it went for a very long time. And they had to go to, I think, Cincinnati the next day. And Rizzo, everybody was hungover. Everybody was feeling it. And Rizzo came up in the first inning with the bases loaded. First pitch hit into a double play. Drove in 1 run, but hit into a double play. And Ross met him at the railing and just chewing him out. We grind at bats here. That's what we do. And if you can't stay out all night and still actually grind out an at bat, then you can't stay out all night. 1 run is all we got out of that because you're too hungover to take a pitch. And Rizzo apparently said he was just pissed off. He's just mad as hell at Ross. And he goes out and he plays first base. And then 2 innings go by and he comes up and Rizzo hits a home run in his next at bat and starts staring at Ross before he leaves the batter's box. And he's just like glared at him all the way around the base because he was so pissed at him. And Ross was like, I've never been so proud.
Was it at least like a home run on a 3-1 count or something?
It was just his proof that he could play. Yeah. Look, I can stay out all night. And I can still play. Look, I just hit one 500 feet to right field. But there's a lot of that. They talk about, remember the Cubs used to always go to Las Vegas at the end of spring training? Used to always play a couple games in Vegas. Yeah. And Rizzo was like, I never missed that trip. Like guys didn't want to go, but I always loved to go. And they did it in 2016 before they went to Anaheim. Yeah. And Rizzo and Ross took a paid for a 2. I wonder. I should ask if it was Hayward's suite. Anyway, they had a 2-bedroom suite, and basically the party was at their place the whole time.
Oh God.
And this was Ross telling a story about how they're playing the exhibition game the next morning, and he's so hungover, he's just laying on the trainer's table covered in towels. And Davey Martinez comes back and starts to nudge him and goes, "Can you catch 3 innings?" And Ross is like, "Yeah, I can give you 3." He's trying to get off the things, get his equipment on to go out and sweat out the night before and do 3 innings in an exhibition thing. And they also, I thought interesting was Theo and Joe had to the guys wanted to stay in Vegas one more night before they went to Anaheim to start the season, and Theo and Joe had to tell him, "No, we're going to Anaheim tonight. We're not. You are not getting one more day in Vegas before we go."
That's how you know it's serious, when Joe is even on board with it too.
Yeah.
With them not.
Well,
taking
that was the funny
day.
thing. A couple weeks ago, maybe it was even last week. The Blackhawks played in Vegas, and they got in the night before. Why do you do that? It's the Blackhawks are a bunch of 21-year-olds. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Well,
bunch of early 20s, hockey players in Vegas, and then they got their ass kicked the next day, 6-1 or whatever it was.
Yep.
What did you think was going to happen?
That was going to happen regardless, because they're that.
Well,
bad.
yeah, I mean, but Vegas is they just fired their coach. They're in a bit of a shambles. It was just. That's kind of the thing about Vegas is I guess you don't think about it as probably half their wins are because teams are hungover when they play.
Yeah. Well, that used to always be a thing with really good teams late in the season coming in to play the Bulls. There's the whole Chicago flu thing.
Yeah.
That, especially teams from smaller markets like Utah or Oklahoma City that they're in a real city for the first time and they're going out clubbing the night before in Chicago. And
yeah.
The Jazz are "There's coffee in this town." They weren't even hungover. They were just all jacked up on caffeine for once.
Right.
Look how fast I can run. It's you're not running any faster. You're just sweating more.
Look how fast I can talk. All right, you convinced me to listen to this lovable reunion thing.
I enjoyed the first one. I wasn't sure, and it's a much better use of David Ross than him managing a baseball team is.
Yep.
I can't wait though to get to the episode where they break down Game 7, and I want him to. I've already heard him at the Cub convention. Lester accused him of almost blowing Game 7 because of the pitch selection for Aroldis, and he just
Thank you.
Ross just wore it yeah. Oh no, it's Rizzo. It was Rizzo, not Lester. And Ross was yeah, I know.
Yeah.
He didn't pretend that it wasn't dumb. It just was.
Well, good. That's at least self-aware.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to laugh about it considering they.
Yeah, because they won.
He just almost blew the World Series. Not that he did.
Right.
One other interesting thing they talked about was, it was funny. They were talking about the Mets series in 15, and Ross just goes, "Fuck Daniel Murphy." He goes, and Rizzo's "Yeah, and that was bad." Well, I played with him. He's "Yeah," and he gave him my number. Ross was mad that they let him wear 3.
Wow, I didn't even think of that angle. Wow.
But Ross, they talked about how after when they beat the Dodgers to win the pennant, and Ross was like, "This is amazing. I'm going to finish my series in the World Series. No, we made it around more than we made it last year. No matter what, this has been a great year." And Rizzo was like, "Fuck that! We had gotten to the World Series. We had to win it. We didn't just get to the World Series. We're going to win it." And so it was funny that it's it flipped where the Ross and Lester had been the guys who basically kept the younger guys focused on what was important, and they get to the World Series, and Rizzo is the one who's "No, this is a failure if we don't win this. We have to win the World Series." So that's good. You
did they? Don't spoil it.
I don't know. I haven't got to the end of the podcast.
Yeah. Let's
I'm
not,
dying to know
not ruin anything.
How it turns out.
Right.
All right.
It's like a true crime thing. I've got to find out who did it.
What happens?
Yeah.
So how does World War II end anyway?
But I don't know. I'm going to have to listen to the Alex Cohen podcast now most of the time. So
You kind of have to, right?
Their first one, I guess they did a live show with Alex Bregman in a bar in Arizona before they broke spring training, or in a restaurant, probably probably a Burger King. I don't know where they were, but
Yeah.
And
in the drive, they did it in the little play area.
I mean, it's Arizona. They got in and out there. Let's be a little classier, you know.
Hello. Oh, you mean the burgers? All right.
Yeah. Yes. Also that too.
All right. Well, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
All right.
Many of us have herpes.
Post-game show is brought to you by Christ, I can't find it. The hell with it.
It's fitting. It's got to be done with one of the best games of all time. Just unbelievable. I mean, got to congratulate the Dolan family.
Thank you.
Sean, my podcast co-host Andy, you were his favorite player growing up.
Oh, thank you so much. Awesome.